Okay, these last two pages are finding the axis of symmetry using a formula. When the equation is in standard form, which is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, you can use the formula below to find the axis of symmetry. The formula is x equals negative b over 2a. And that x is what the axis of symmetry is. And this is why we were going over standard form so much in class, is to get you to remember that, because we're going to have to be able to identify the a and the b in order to get it into this formula. So the first example we have here is find the axis of symmetry for y equals 2x squared plus 4x plus 5. In this case, it is in that standard form, so you can just write down the values. And you probably don't need to worry about the c value. Habit for me to write it out. A is 2 and b is 4. Using the formula x equals negative b over 2a, you're going to substitute the values in. So negative b is just the opposite of b. So in this case, b is 4, therefore we write negative 4. And then 2a is simply 2 times that 2 value, which is 2. And you have negative 4 over 4, which gives you x is negative 1. Therefore, the axis of symmetry is negative 1. Try thinking about this and, in your own words, drawings, or both, use the space below to explain what that means. What does the axis of symmetry is 1? What does that mean? Remembering that the axis of symmetry is that imaginary line that cuts the parabola in two equal spots. So if this is negative 1, what that's telling you is that there is going to be an imaginary line right down here, and the parabola, however far over it goes here, will go the same distance. So it's not as neat, but if you fold it, this part here should be the same as that. It's not exactly perfect, but that's what the axis of symmetry is telling you. And in this case, it is at negative 1. Let's take a look at page 601. Check it out, number 3. Find the axis of symmetry of the graph y equals 2x squared plus x plus 3. Remember, you need to find your a and your b, and then using your formula, x equals negative b over 2a. What did you get for an answer there? We should be getting x equals negative 1/4. Okay, let's take a look at finding the vertex with the axis of symmetry. For some reason, I have numbers down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are not needed. What you're going to do is you're going to find the axis of symmetry using the formula, negative b over 2a, and that's going to give you which coordinate. Fill it in your notes. It's going to give you your x coordinate. Now you're going to substitute that value back into the quadratic function. That'll give you the y coordinate. And then you're going to write your final answer down as an ordered pair. So take a look at y equals negative x squared minus 2x. It's a helpful idea to write down what a and b is, especially when you have negatives, and then to always write down the formula. Okay, so the opposite of b is 2 times 2, sorry about that, So now we have x equals -1. That is the axis of symmetry, and now we need to find the vertex. So basically, looking back up here, we have found this point. We just need to know how high or how low it is. What is this point right here, that y value? See if you remember. Take a look at this. Is this graph going to go up or down? It's going to go down. Why is it going down? Because of the -1 for the a value here. And is that going to give you a max or a min? It's going to give you a max. Okay, so let's go ahead and substitute this in. Change my colors. We have y equals negative parentheses -1 squared minus 2 times -1. -1, -2 times -1 is +2. So we have -1 plus 2, and our y equals 1. Therefore, our vertex is -1, 1. And I'm going to erase this and make it a little neater. Not much neater, but that's your vertex, -1, 1. Let's try the second example. Again, identify your a and b values. A is 5, b is -10. Remember to always make sure it's in that standard form. X equals -b over 2a. The opposite of -10 is +10. So we have x equals 1, 10 over 10. And so now we need to come back over here and substitute that value for 1 in. So we have 5, 1 squared, one squared is 1, so we have 5 minus 10 plus 3, and we have -5 plus 3 is -2. So our vertex is 1, -2. That is how you find the vertex. So you can take a look at page 604. I'm going to do 13 through 17 and 30 and 31 on page 605. And then you have some homework on the website. If any of the problems are duplicated, just either have them in your notes or in your homework. Hope this helps.